Hi students, today we're going to be gridding our black paper to start the oil pastel portrait. Today you're going to need a few different supplies. You want to get out your black paper. You need your white oil pastel, a Kleenex, piece of paper towel, even toilet paper, a ruler. And then you're going to want to fold your paper in half. Check the corners, make sure everything is lining up correctly. And then go ahead and fold that exactly in half. Now you want to look for the side of the paper that looks the least damaged. Check for wrinkles, tears, things like that. Now grab your white oil pastel and you're going to break this in half and unpeel the paper. Use the side of the oil pastel. Don't use the pointy part. Use the side. And you want to give your entire piece of paper a decently heavy base layer of oil pastel. Again, please use the side of the pastel when you do this. Cover your entire paper with white oil pastel. You can press kind of hard with this. It's actually a little bit easier to blend it if you do. When I'm done with that, I had maybe about half of my oil pastel piece left over. And then if you find you haven't put enough in certain areas, you can always add a little bit more and continue to blend. Now you want to take your Kleenex or your paper towel and you're going to use hard pressure in a circular motion to blend the white pastel to a very soft gray. Make sure that it covers the entire paper as evenly as possible. You don't want black paper specks showing if you can avoid it. And if you have white specks showing, it means that you need to continue blending your pastels. You should end up with a soft gray when you're finished. So once I'm done, I have a nice, really even base of gray on my black paper. I'm going to make sure that everything's blended before I move on. And then I'm going to change to my white colored pencil and I'm going to use a ruler. Make sure that your ruler is lined up exactly at the 0 mark. And what you'll be doing is you will be making marks every 2 inches. Please make sure that you're double checking how you're reading the ruler and that everything is correct before you make marks. This will be very similar to what you did as you gridded your piece of tracing paper for the scratch board. Now you'll use 2-inch squares. Continue around every side of the paper, making your 2-inch marks. You have one side of the paper that's only 9 inches. You will have a little extra paper left over. In a moment, I'll show you what I like to do with that extra row, just to remember that I'm not supposed to be drawing inside that row. So once I've gone around all 4 sides, now what I'm going to do is line up my ruler and draw my grid. Don't push too hard. You want to be able to see your white lines, but you don't want the white lines to be extremely thick, heavy, or bold. Make sure all of your rows are even and that you have measured 2 inches correctly. Now, what you're going to notice on this side is that when I get to the end, I will have an extra 1-inch row or column. And what you're going to do is you're just going to I make a squiggle down that row just so I can remember that I don't want to keep that as part of my drawing. And then what I do is I just cut it off later, okay? There's that little extra row and I just draw a squiggle through it just to give myself a mental note not to draw inside those squares. Thank you.